Welcome back. Let's cover interfaces. And we're going to start by implementing the CompareTo interface. Let's start off by creating a new class. It's going to be called YouTube Video. It'll have a private string title and a private int number of likes. Then go ahead and generate a constructor and all-args constructor. Then generate your getters and setters. And then generate your toString method. Make your way back to main.java, and you can see I already have some code. All I did was create 3 YouTube videos, and I added them to an array list. My objective is to do collections.sort, and I'm going to pass in my array list. Then once it's sorted, I'm just going to print out the list. As you can see, we have a red squiggle underline, and it's saying no instances of type variables exist so that YouTube video conforms to comparable super. Essentially, Java is saying, bro, I don't know how you want me to sort this. Do you want me to sort it by title? Do you want me to sort it by number of likes? Should I sort it in ascending order, descending order? It has no idea. So the way we're going to fix this is by implementing an interface. So go back to your YouTube video, and we're going to implement the comparable interface. Then we need angle brackets and say it is of type YouTube video. Notice the red squiggle underline. So when I hover, it says class YouTube video must either be declared abstract or implement the abstract method CompareTo in comparable. What this is saying is, if you want to implement this, you've got to tell me what to do. So I'm going to click Implement Methods and click OK. And when I scroll down, it has generated for me at least the outline of a CompareTo method. At this point, the compiler is happy. So if I go back to main.java, you can see the red squiggle went away, it's happy. And if I run this, it goes ahead and outputs it for me. But if you notice, it did not sort it. It did it in the exact same order it was given. So now we have to go actually implement the CompareTo method. So the way this works is it returns an integer, and if positive, it'll sort one way. If negative, it sorts the other way. I always have to look up which way it is, but essentially what's happening is this CompareTo method is going to be implicitly called on the object you're on, and then it's going to be compared to the next object. So here's how this would work. We would say this, and we're going to sort via the number of likes. So we're going to say get number of likes. That's this object. We're then going to subtract. Notice that an object was passed in here. We're going to subtract O dot get number of likes. So I'm going to go ahead and run this. And notice it is now sorted in ascending order. 2, then 6, then 7. Okay, great. If I wanted to sort it in descending order, I would just change these around. So I would say O.get number of likes minus this.get number of likes. And now when I run it, you get it in descending order. Okay, so what happened? We wanted to sort our list, so we implemented the comparable interface. But Java says, okay, if you want this to be comparable, you have to give me the code to compare. Once you give it the code, it handles the rest. So interfaces use the implements keyword, and you'll hear this definition a lot. Interfaces are contracts. I don't like that definition. I like to think of an interface as a checklist. If you want to be this thing, you have to complete this checklist, meaning you have to implement the method. You have to write the code that I give you the outline for. Let's give a slightly different example. Let's say you wanted to go to Peaches University. The university says, great, in order to come here, you have to submit an application. And you go, well, duh, of course, I was going to do that. And then you have to complete a campus tour. Oh, I do? Well, yeah, I was going to do that anyway, but okay. And then you have to submit your high school transcripts. Ah, crap, I don't want to do that, but I have to. If you don't do all these things, you can't go to school here. The university gave you a checklist of things you have to do. That's what an interface is. It says, you want to be able to implement this interface? Great. You've got to fill out all these methods, please. So let's do it from the other direction. Let's create an interface. When we create the interface, we're creating the checklist. We're the university this time. Whoever implements our interface, they have to go out and fill out all the methods. Okay, so to create a new interface, you're going to right-click, New, Java Class. You have to scroll down to Interface, and notice it has a nice little green eye to tell you it's an interface. We're just going to say print something. At this point, we need to write our checklist. So write our checklist. We're going to say void print something nice, and then void print something mean. So whoever implements our interface of print something, they're going to have to implement print something nice, and then they're going to have to implement print something mean. So let's try it out on our YouTube video. This is an important point. Notice we already implemented a comparable, but we can implement multiple things in Java. So if I hit comma and print something, again, we get the red squiggle. This is saying, hey, you've got to do your checklist, bro. So I'm going to hover, and I'm going to click Implement Methods. I'm going to click OK. And when I come down here, we can see print something nice has to be implemented and print something mean has to be implemented. In our YouTube video, I'm just going to say nice YouTube video. And then in print something mean, I'm just going to print out this video sucks. I'm a troll. So I'm going to come back to main.java, and I'm just going to print out A. So A is referencing this YouTube video up here. Dot print something nice, and then I'm going to call A dot print something mean. And then I'm going to go ahead and run it. And you can see nice and this video sucks. So here's a very important point. I'm going to come back to user. If you remember user from a previous video, I'm going to come up here and I'm going to implement the print something. Again, it says, bro, you got to complete the checklist. So I'm going to say implement methods. But in this case, I'm in a different context. So for a user, I'm going to say, you're a good user. And then I'm going to say, you're a terrible user. Obviously, if I have a user, it's going to run this method as opposed to a YouTube video, which would run this method. So going back to our university example, this should make sense. The list stays the same. Everyone needs an application, a tour, and a transcript. But everyone that submits will submit a different application, a different tour certificate, and a different transcript. So everyone that implements the interface is going to come up with a different implementation, but as long as they stick to filling out the entire list, they're good. And one other quick note, in case you didn't notice, you can implement multiple interfaces. Unlike inheritance. Remember, in inheritance, you could not extend multiple classes. Well, interfaces, you can. And as always, do the homework. Good luck.